Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another reaction video, and today I am very excited to check out a new track from Make Them Suffer called Doomswitch. And this has been a huge topic of conversation, of course, first of all, because it's new Make Them Suffer. Second of all, because this comes with their new keyboard player slash vocalist, Alex Reade, who was previously in Drown This City, who I'm not super familiar with, but I have heard a little bit of. I'm more excited to see what direction they've gone in. I've covered a little bit of Make Them Suffer on the channel, I believe, because as How to Survive a Funeral was dropping, that was around the time I created my channel, but when the actual record came out, I got the vinyl like a few weeks before the official release date was set, and I ended up listening to it that way first, so I didn't do a video. But anyway, Doomswitch, very stoked to check it out. I will talk more in the outro about all of the Make Them Suffer stuff and my thoughts on them. They are in my top bands for sure. I will link the video I'll be using this reaction as well as all of their social media in the description. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Okay, here we go.
So you can face yourself, face the world, even through the shadows. The city's out to control. Face yourself, face this kind. Doomswitch.
Oh, wait.
Does
that sparkly shit? Sorry. Make Them Suffer, Doomswitch, let's discuss. Of course, as is anything, it will depend on how you listen to them really and what you enjoy about their sound, like what you've loved most about their discography, and all of that will definitely alter how you feel about it and stuff. But for me personally, Worlds Apart is my favorite release that they have in their discography. I really enjoyed How to Survive a Funeral, but there is just something very special for me about Worlds Apart, and I think that's in both. The riffs are definitely a huge part of it for me, so that being taken into consideration, this checked all of those boxes for me from the very beginning. That opening riff is probably the best opening riff that I've heard this year. I have a playlist though, so I'll have to, add it to that playlist and fact check that, but it's going to be in that list for sure, and for multiple riffs too, not just that opening riff, but having that really play the big part that it did in this song was very helpful. But if you listen to the way that the guitar sort of like adapts to the chorus change, which of course I'm sort of like talking about this just in the way that my mind is thinking of it. I will talk about Alex and her part in this song because it was a huge part of that as well, but the way I started this out kind of set me up to segue into this more, so I'm just going to talk about this for a second first, but I will of course get to those things as well. But anyway, that being like really the draw for me, other than that's actually unfair to say, I feel, because vocals have had a huge part of it for me as well. Keyboard is also something that I feel adds to their sound and is something that really builds on, favorite tracks and stuff. Those are the things that are usually highlights to me, but also, in the same vein, I could say the China going in that first, that intro there as well. As much as I was pulled into the riff, it's equally dispersed, I would say. But beyond that, this track is, for me, it will go in my top 5 Make Them Suffer songs for sure, but I can't say immediately, where it sits, because I've heard it one time, and this is, the excitement of it being new and stuff like that. But all things considered, I do think it will be in my top 5 Make Them Suffer songs, because what I had just mentioned, but also the part that Alex plays in this is huge. Sean has always been a part of Make Them Suffer that has been something I've really enjoyed, so that's not really been, they've been, I guess it's a transition that really could go one way or another depending on what direction they had went in, but I'm really, I guess, focusing on too much on that it's for me, because I feel like a lot of people will probably feel the same exact way about this song, because it's a mixture of them being really good at the sound that they've had and being able to have switch members that plays, they all, I don't want to say key part or stuff, but it's a big part, each person plays a huge part. You don't want to get someone in that's not a good fit to the band anywhere, but having a keyboardist, vocalist, you can hear the synth and the effects from the keyboard and such right away, and how big of a part that plays. But then there are also things like production, Sean's vocals, like I had mentioned even in that intro, the China going with the drums and such, the riffs being such a huge quality. There are a lot of moving parts to that, of course. I don't want to discredit anything, but I mean in the big picture of the switch that they've just made and stuff. I wasn't sure. Like I've said, I've not listened to too much Drown the City, so I was not familiar with what her voice really can do and stuff, so I had no idea that the screams were coming, and I think I almost enjoyed, I can't remember the lyrics for the part either, because they utilized her voice incredibly well too, because it wasn't just that one part where you heard her screams or whatever. They were used throughout the song, so I can't really pinpoint what I'm talking about. I wish I had went and checked, and I'm almost considering doing that. I'm gonna do that. It was the parts that I'm talking about, but having that sort of back and forth between the two of them, I really enjoy that. So for me, that was just a bonus. Beyond that, the chorus was a huge sound for me. I love that. The synth in this, it's not an overly focus either, because you also have the keys too, but like as I had mentioned in the end, like the electronics that you can hear throughout it and such, the keys, those vocals, all of that together, I think that the addition here has been huge, especially with whatever they have to come, this being the first single that they're coming out with out of the gates. Really, that has me incredibly excited. The fast pace and the riffs and their ability to sort of move over to the sound in the chorus and be able to kind of bounce you back and forth between there. Sean having some of those like layered vocals. I've talked about it a lot with like Monuments and Andy Cizek and stuff, but with Sean and Make Them Suffer and stuff, it can be used in like that same way that just gives it like that edge to it in those parts. But beyond, like, other than that as well, just the vocal sounding huge otherwise. So those are my thoughts. I'm really just kind of ranting about or I'm trying not to, or just rant too much and mention all of the things I like. That slow down at the end too, like, and the transition and the visuals as well. I had mentioned how I was enjoying some of like that overlap, I guess you would say, between like I don't know how to, like, I don't do any video editing or anything, so I have no idea what those are called, but like some of the switching of those visuals, and then in that part where it switches to them, and I think it might be even like where it goes to like that black and white, but it's like a full body scene of them somewhere else before that like last breakdown section there. I really enjoyed that. Plus it's just sort of a chance to like draw that out and incorporate some of that other stuff I was talking about that you hear throughout this track. So for me, this is gonna be on repeat one of my favorite songs I've heard this year for sure, and I know probably it will be a point of discussion for some people, so let me know what you thought in the comments of where this track stands for you in their discography and stuff, if you agree, disagree with what I have said. But for me, I will be heading to listen to this a bunch more times. Links will be in the description for Make Them Suffer, for the video that I use in this reaction, as well as Linktree that I talk about in every single video. It has the invite for the Discord server where we have music related conversation, our Last FM room with the Last FM stats, new music spoiler forums and threads, things like that, all sorts of stuff. And then we also have like the merch channel, and then unrelated to music conversation for the pets channel, video games, various forms of entertainment, stuff like that. So if you're interested in coming to join and check out the community, that will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link where I post my merch collection. I post about shows sometimes, which I have some great ones coming up, and I'll post pictures or videos if I have any to share after a show. I post a chart on Fridays of what I've listened to the most over the course of the week, that sort of thing. So if that interests you at all, my handle on there is the same as my YouTube channel. It's Rachel Reacts, but again, it will be in that link tree in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.